alive anymore. Why did I press that button for? No, I don't see anymore. I'm trying security. Okay, yeah. Why did I press that button for? That was really stupid. God damn it. Honestly, like, god damn it. Why did I press that button for? No, that's also no button. Well, I closed the window I was using to check if I'm alive or not. Oh my god. It's a great start of the stream here. A great start. Great start, mother. Yeah, I don't see anything here. Okay, great. There we go, baby. There we go. So yeah, of course it's time, right, for the dumbest thing ever. And which of course is the anime award, right? No one takes it seriously. Don't get me wrong, right? No one in your right mind would ever take it seriously. If you do, you're insane, right? No one's ever taken it seriously. like straight up. They're like, oh, but what if we like don't include much attention because the main character has sex or something? You know how they are, right? It's always like that, right? It's always like that. But and of course, I want to say a few things that we watch, right? Before we go into the stream, I'm gonna, push it everywhere, right? Jujutsu Kaisen and so on, yeah, all the good stuff, right? All the good shit, right? And then the bam! I just finish eating, so I'm a little bit like, I don't know. But there we go there we go there. Yeah, typical live stream. And also post it. Man, way too much. Here we go. Bam, bam, bam. So, okay, everyone, there's no line. Okay, so, finally, let's talk anime. Let's talk boobs. No, but let's talk Rudy crying. Right? So, it's finally time, everyone. Everyone here, right? Doing the reaction, the roast, whatever, right? Of course, the anime results. Links below, right? For the previous one, we looked at the nomination. Of course, the nomination is every year or total horseshit, right? Obviously, it's not Ghislaine is best girl and best woman and everything that. No, but it's like we've been over this at great length, right? But it's very, very clear because the same time every year, right? That they're like we can't like they just refuse to ever take something that much attention for that, right? It's the most obvious level this year. Because, the main character has intercourse. No, we can't have that, right? Yeah, so they always do that shit, right? They're always way too woke and PC, right? And at the same time, you see shit animes like Von Drake Purity being in every category. A horrible ending. The last 3 episode, whatever it is, after real shit, right? It's just crap. And the ending was just loaded by everyone, right? Yet they have it in every category. That's just stupid. It's really dumb. But the reason they have that is because, it's like about Yuri, it's like lesbian girls and like suicide. That's like, hot topic, right? For them, right? For again, the living people, right? It's all about that. And of course, lastly, when it comes to the judges, right? That have way too much power, 70% power. That's crazy. But when it comes to that, right? It's the same thing they do, right? Someone like me is never going to be allowed to be a judge, right? Because, I'm just, honest, right? With what actually is a good or a bad anime. So I want to play ball, right? So, I can then be a judge. Or the judge is someone that's very, very famous, right? Or very famous, you know what I mean? At least high fame, they don't watch the animes, right? You know what I mean? They watch like one anime per year, and they're like, just say what we want, So it is, it's an appallingly bad award system, right? But before we start, of course, I have a huge hope here that Aaron wins both, right? That's the best example too. It has the potential. How can Aaron be in both? It's just really stupid. It's really dumb. And the way I argue for this thing, right, and I've done it argument many, many times, and people seem to keep not agreeing with this thing, but it's objectively false that he is both, right? So, look at the next Star Wars, okay? Star Wars, of course, a very famous movie. I'm gonna assume everyone has seen Star Wars, right? So, Star Wars, you have 9 movies right now, and it's been whatever. But in the original, right, so if it goes from 1 to 6 here. In Star Wars 1 to 3, who is the protagonist? Well, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi and, of course, Anakin Skywalker, right? So Anakin is the protagonist in Star Wars 2, for example. He's definitely the protagonist mostly in 2, and especially in 3. Where Obi-Wan has more of a, and Qui-Gon in the first one, right? And he's also, of course, a Tetriari or whatever protagonist more so in the first movie. But then in the 4th movie, right, or the actual regular movie, who's the protagonist? Well, it's Luke Skywalker, right? Who's the antagonist? It's Darth Vader. You see what I'm coming to here? Aaron he's the protagonist in season 1 to 3 of Attack on Titan, and then when season 4 starts, which is what the anime awards about it, season 4 part 1, even more specifically so. In part 1, he is not longer the protagonist, right? Because you don't see his power anymore. Just like how Anakin Skywalker was the protagonist, and in the 4th movie he's the antagonist, right? It's possible to change who is the protagonist. People seem to refuse that, right? Regardless, though, if it's regardless if he is protagonist or antagonist, right? Regardless of what is true or not, right? Of course, he's not both. That's the dumbest thing ever, Crunchyroll. They've done so much dumb shit over the years, but that thing wins. Because it's like, no, he can't be both. Okay? We can argue that, like, who is he there? He's the main character, whatever, so on, right? But he's not both at the same time. Like, that doesn't make any sense. The only thing, as I said in another live stream, is that Faye, the protagonist, he's both. Because Faye, he's mentally insane, and he has split apart his bodies. So he's both the main character and the protagonist, and he's also a boss. You're fighting on the same time. He literally is also the antagonist on the same time. His own previous persona that died, but didn't die, basically he's like remnant ghost is fighting himself. And then internally he has 4 personalities, so he can also turn into like an evil yoga guy that killed the planet inside. So he's really crazy, right? And he's fighting himself. Kind of a little bit like a Joker, right? You know, he's so insane that he also gets himself, right? But Eren isn't insane in that way. Eren isn't fighting himself. Eren isn't like trying to kill himself, right? It's not like what's that called now again with Jim Carrey when he's playing 2 different persons, right? That's when he's playing both protagonist and antagonist. Yeah, this is not what Eren is doing. Eren isn't trying to kill himself, right? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Or is he? But you know, not in the same way. I think that we could argue for. But anyway, let's look at the list. But I think that's like a very good point to make. It's just crazy how it's like he can't be both. Or at least he definitely is not both in season 4. That I think is something that's very, very clear. He's not both in that season. Because I can live with the argument that people have that he is. Well, I mean, he's obviously both protagonist and antagonist, right, across all the episodes, right? But this is season 4. This is not season. This is, you know, the award isn't like all the years, right? And they did the same thing earlier, for that matter, last year when they nominated Uber Historia's Love Story. It didn't take place 2 years ago. It didn't make any sense. That was like 3 years before they nominated it. It's just stupid. But anyway, let's go into it. And oh yeah, that's the the last stream they ever had a Dreamcast button. So it's like, how did I do it last time here? So of course I had to restart my my shit here. So let's go like this, right? And you know, we're gonna like, yeah, let's take that screen here. Which desktop is that? That desktop. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah. Let's go into it. Just cut down the bottom there. Let's see my desktop. Doesn't matter so much, but I mean it's better we do that, right? And we can like remove the top 2. Yeah, there we go. So I just took some random thing here. They also have some acting guests for what's it called? Also for it covers me. It covers me, goddammit. Damn it, man. I'm doing this really, really live here. I'm just like, oh yeah. Now it covers my beautiful face. There we go. Yeah, I'm again. But yeah, let's do it. I just took some random see if it works. Because last time we were going to do this thing, it was like an hour late or something. This site didn't update, right? But anyway, of course I'm not gonna. Okay, let's spoil. Okay, so I'm not gonna. Of course, we're gonna care about these categories, right? Like we don't care about like best voice actor or Portuguese. Not that Portuguese is the best language. I'm saying I have no idea. Right? I haven't watched that way. So yeah, Spanish one. So all the last one we're gonna ignore, right? Of course, because about that. And I feel just like last stream. I don't wanna go end of the year first, right? We went to that last. Yeah, that's the last thing. So, but I think we can go like best. I think otherwise the order can be fine. Best animation so on, and we can work our way down. One thing I put out too that was really stupid. It's a lot of dumb shit, man. Is Sonny Boy, right? And again, I don't really hate Sonny Boy. I'm not like a Sonny Boy hater, but I think that nominating Sonny Boy for end of the year is not an example of Crunchyroll being crazy, because it's like, okay, whatever. Let's say I agree with them. That's like best end of the year. Okay, let's say I agree with them. My issue isn't that it isn't the best end of the year. Is that they didn't nominate it for basically anything else. And that to me doesn't make any sense, right? Because if you look at the other anime of the year, for example, one rank priority, then they pick like best girl or someone from the anime, right? And Old Taxi, of course, they have like, you know, the main character being best boy or so on, right? Or whatever, best protagonist, yeah. So that makes sense to me that an anime of the year most very likely also has the best protagonist, or something at least in that way, maybe best protagonist, right? So for example, obviously, Mushoku Tensei, right, is the best anime of the year, Jesus Christ. And I would easily argue that it has the best protagonist, Rudy, or maybe it's Old Taxi, yeah, maybe. But like one of those two guys, I would give best protagonist. That makes sense to me. That's logical, right? Crunchyroll is like best anime of the year, Sonny Boy, and they don't have it in anything else except like one category, like music or something. I don't know. I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what is good then in Sonny Boy? There's not a good character in it, right? It's not good, whatever. Yeah, there's nothing else is good in it. I'm just like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, right? I think that's a perfect example of just how flimsy logic is. No, it's the other one. What? No, I want to remove. I was going to remove the scroll there. It bugs me. Yeah, it's double scroll. Okay. Whatever. There we go. I mean, a neat freak. Yeah. Like, there we go. That's better. My camera is... I see it now. There we go. I got annoyed me. Let's go it. Okay. Best anime of the winner. Okay, so Demon Slayer wins. That makes sense. I didn't even... I forgot to... Yeah, okay, fine. We can check Russia voice actor. Because... okay, sure, we can do it first then. But the best anime of the winner... Okay, we can check Russia voice actor. I obviously have no... yeah, it's the Demon Slayer. Tanjiro, Islam, Gadshev. Gadshev? But it feels to me like, you know, of course I haven't, you know, never watched Russian anime, right? But I would imagine that this guy is just purely popularity, because it's like, you know, Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. I would imagine this is a very popularity, right? And certainly most other characters are like Eren, Luffy, and so on. Bunch of main characters, right? I obviously take Shishu in Japanese, right? Kumiko's voice actor, Aoyuki. But anyway, best animation, Demon Slayer. Honestly, you know, who's surprised, right? Who is surprised whatsoever? That was no-brainer ever, right? We saw it last Sunday. It was like the best animation ever. I think that or Dragon Maid I should have won it, right? But whatever. Best opening. Give me my damn little Kanna, okay? I'm prepared. This I actually care about, right? Of course, Dragon Maid is the best opening. Actually, this I actually genuinely care about. Because what's wrong with the people? For F's sake. This opening is even like the freaking Marley World War II propaganda video. It's not even that good of an opening. Oh my god. Goddamn popularity votes. Obviously, Dragon Maid is the only good opening here. Rest aren't even that good. And there's a weaker opening too of Yuscasa 2. Come on. Dragon Maid. You see, that's goddamn popularity. I hate you people, okay? Who's voting for Attack on Titan? This is just pure garbage popularity. Like, I don't think the opening is bad, but... Just, you know. I'm just like... Now I say that... Yeah, but it means like... Tanjiro, you know? Tanjiro's gonna win, right? Get the popularity, add the popularity. Tanjiro wins Russian, freaking Attack on Titan. But honestly though, almost Attack on Titan is by far that new Kaiser, right? Like, Old Taxon's gonna win popularity, right? It's just like... God damn it. Okay, best ending. I want to give it to, like, you know, Kumiko. Then she screams. Yeah, the Kumiko ending is pretty good. Hopefully that wins. See, this is goddamn popular. Why am I even doing this live stream? I'm gonna leave. It's just goddamn popularity. I'm just gonna go and take something to drink. Like, why am I even doing this shit? Look, this is like Demon Slayer wins again. Demon Slayer they didn't even air that here. It's like Mugen Train. They barely air that here. It's not a bad opening, I guess, either, but it's just annoying me. It makes me... Oh, damn it. Let me get some energy drink. I'm gonna need it for my health here, right? Let me look at time. Got it. I'm seriously getting pretty angry. Like, no, I'm overplaying a little bit, but it is kind of frustrating that, of course, it's always gonna be. I think it's a good point to make. I think that Mushoku Tensei, to some extent, has better animation, right? It has better landscape art. If we talk about one category is character design, right, or whatever, right? Yeah. It's like I worked instead of art to some extent, right? But I have worked with art in the past, and I think there are two different fields, right? So you have Mugen, the movie. It's very good art, or sorry, it's animation, right? Where I feel Mugen has better art. If that makes any sense, because it's better like landscape and so on. It's better like backgrounds. It's better details, right? But the actual like flow and so on of Demon Slayer, I always has better art animation in the flowing sense, right? In the moving sense. But that being said, I do agree that Mugen has really good fights too, though. But I almost kind of gave it to Dragon Maid, right? I gave it to Dragon Maid, right? Oh yeah, protagonist. It's gonna be Aaron, right? Where is it? Oh, whatever is later. Okay, next boy. Best boy. Rudy. It would never be announced. Okay, I don't remember. Okay, the best boy was stupid because it was both Draken and Mikey. And I found yesterday hentai with them doing it. It was fun. I posted on Twitter. Yeah, randomly yesterday. I was going through, the dark side of anime, right? And I saw someone posting like some goddamn like yaoi, Mikey and Draken doing it. I took one of the pages, threw it on Twitter. I'm not actually doing it, but like when Mike is like dressed up as like a girl, like, do me Draken. I was like, sure, best boys. Here you are, yaoi best boys. So certainly Mikey and Draken are popular, and I don't really mind Draken winning. I think it's a better character than Mikey, right? But who else is in the category? There was someone I felt was much better. Oh, Budgie, of course. Oh my god, Budgie. Best boy Budgie. Oh my, now I remember. Oh. Now I remember. Get me my goddamn folder up. Yeah, freaking Budgie. Right? Best boy Budgie. He's in the best boy. No, sorry, my computer is lagging. There we go. This, of course. Yeah, of course. I forgot about it. Obviously, I would love to see Budgie win. If Rudy and someone can't be in it, right? Budgie is probably the best by anime, though. Amazing character. Oh, okay. Someone at least voted this shit, baby! I was afraid they're gonna pick Draken or Mikey, right? At least some people have some taste. This anime is freaking much better than both of those crappy, all the crappy anime. It's clearly the best anime this year. This is the best anime this year, easily. This season, right? I think it's like, there's 4 popular anime, I guess, right? We have Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, Osoba Ranking, right? And of course, Marin-chan, Dress Up Darling, right? And I think Osoba Ranking, in my opinion, is the best anime, right? I really think it's the best anime this year. I enjoy it much more than I do the other ones. That means that Demon Slayer, I think, is fantastically. That's why it's so well, certainly. But freaking Budgie, man, it's just so good, man. You cry every episode. It's like, oh, mom, she's bleeding, and you're like, oh, is that how mom died? You're like, every goddamn episode, you're like, oh, Budgie. It's such an amazing anime. I think it's. I don't mean all that is bad. I think Budgie's like an 11 out of 10 every episode. Your message got deleted. Your message was like, YouTube was like offensive language. You wrote something about best girl. I could read it first before I had this shit coming up there. They were like, best girl, and you were like, she's a bad best girl. And YouTube the system was like, bad language. you can't write that. They were like, no, you can't say that about female characters. But anyway, this is the actual good. This is so far the only reasonable victory, right? And please write your comment again, but without using whatever they picked up on. The bots are. Because they were like, I could read it at first, and then they were like, auto removed it. I was like, oh, okay, sure. Okay, so best girl. I would hope that Wonder Egg shit doesn't win, right? Because I think she's a terrible character, honestly. I don't really hate Wonder Egg that much, right? Until, of course, the ending. But I think that the main character, which I have for best girl, is the worst character in Wonder Egg Purity. Obviously, I'm Kawaii is the best character, right? Riki Kawaii. My name is Kawaii because I'm Kawaii. Obviously she's the best character, right? I'm so cute, my name is cute, yeah. She's the best character, and the other character, I can't remember her name now, because her name isn't Kawaii. But the lesbian woman, or like whatever she's a cross-dresser, I don't know, trans woman or something, also a better best girl than the main girl. I don't even know why they nominated the main character for it. She was the I could read it first, but then it got deleted. Your message, yeah. Sometimes sometimes as the actual host, I can see people write the same thing with the comment section. Sometimes I see people write comments, and then the system removes them. I'm not doing it, and I promise that. Like the system removes them. I even had a friend write on Discord because his comments always got removed when he wrote them on my channel, and he tried all channels too. So basically, anything he wrote with his account would get automatically like filtered away on any channel. So his account was basically like shadow banned, basically. Yeah. So for the best girl choices, I mean, I hope so. The winner, be terrible character. Obviously, Ares, best girl, right? Ghislaine, otherwise, but I feel that Ares should. Where's Ares? Here we go. My Ares, right? Yeah. Should see. Where is it? That's my bicep, of course. Can't see it. Let me zoom in. Obviously, I would say that Ares, right, is best girl. Look at that smile. Look at that. Oh, look at that angry bicep girl. Look at that. Oh, there she is. Yeah. This is the best girl, baby. This is the real best girl. A little Ares sound. But she really has a great development and so on. Really good character. I barely, honestly... but yeah, from Tube is really dumb. Yeah, but that's how it is. I see it all the time. It's really crazy. And happens to channels too, right? But that's just unfortunately how it is on a big corporation. Please don't win I. Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, I like her as a character. I just feel that Yusukaisen, right? I can read the next comment. Yeah, I can read it now, yeah. This is the first one, because you wrote the B word or whatever. That's what it probably... It's like if you write something that is like, offensive, right? If you write the word, like they're gonna know it, admit that, of course. And you wrote something that was like slightly offensive, right? I can read what you write now, that the best girl voices are terrible from recent... I can read that comment, yeah. But... So yeah, I'm glad I didn't win, honestly. So I take it. But I think that Tor is a much better best girl than her, right? I think it's just about, this is the popularity, obviously. Yusukaisen is this huge shonen show, and I mean, I've been in the Japanese TV talking about it, right? So obviously it's a good anime, right? And I like it. I love it a lot. My favorite fight that I voted for favorite fight is, of course, Boogie Woogie, right? That's my favorite fight, right? I have the... obviously I hope it's gonna win. If it doesn't win, I'm gonna freaking lose it, man. I made a GIF, right? Where's my Boogie Woogie GIF? I made a freaking GIF, man. I have it somewhere on my computer. I made it freaking... Maybe I call it... What did I call it? Did I call it Todo? Or did I call it... This is always like, what did I name the GIF? I made a GIF about it, and now of course like, what did I name it? What did I name it? Either I named it Todo, right? Or I named it... Boogie Woogie. I feel like I should probably have to call it Boogie Woogie, but you know what? I can probably sort by. I have way too much stuff on my computer. It's hard to find stuff sometimes, so I'm sorting by. Can I sort by GIFs? I need to find my goddamn Boogie Woogie, man. Gotta get the Boogie Woogie on. Boogie Woogie. It can be my other folder too. God damn it! I have way too much stuff. Sorry. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. This should definitely win. I mean, this should definitely win. It's Kaisen, right? And if it doesn't win, I'm gonna be really, really sad. It's obviously the true. I think it is the best fight, I just love it fight so much, And it's like, Boogie Woogie! And it's like, start clapping, and you're like, oh yeah. Like, this is the best shit ever, man. I think it is a fantastic... fight, right? I truly think so, right? Yeah, I love it. I love it to death, But best girl, not really, right? Not really a best girl quality. That's kind of what frustrates me, because of course it's just a popularity contest. We all know that. She's not the best girl. And let's say this thing, though. I think she's a decent character, but it's like, is she really the best girl? I was almost giving it to the witch or something. I don't know. I was like, I feel a little, or I don't even think she's the best girl for anime, right? I think it's, obviously Senpai, Mikey, yeah. Stupid, man! I think that she has a sword fight and so on. I think she's a way better character, right? I think she's a way better character. And she, she beats up the crap. She basically beats the crap of all the other female characters. Come on, she's the best girl. The other best girl, Senpai, that beats the crap out of everyone. For that matter, if you follow me on Twitter, guys, I did make this, I found this hentai, right? I didn't know, I was talking about it. But I actually found this, here it is. I actually found, this is literally, look at this. I made this yesterday. So the image under there, that's one actual, adult video, like like that I found on the internet, where people are like dressing up as Kaisen characters, right? And of course, it's it's an actual porno, right? They're dressing up as a panda, and this is an actual video. Google it. It's an actual shit, man. So they're gonna do it with a panda, right? Dressed up as a panda, and it's like live action hentai, Jujutsu Kaisen. It's one movie. The movie's name is something like, I don't know, Demon, Demon Nightwalker. It's something stupid. What is the goddamn title of the video? What is the goddamn title? It's something demon, like probably. No, maybe it's like magical horse, magical something. God damn it, what is it called? I think it was called something demon. I guess I can find it. It's like the dumbest thing ever. God damn it, no, it wasn't demon. It's something like sorcery prostitutes or something. It's something really stupid. God damn it, I can't find it now again, but I have it somewhere on Discord. It's the dumbest thing ever, okay? It's like sorcery, naughty girls or something. It's just something really stupid. That makes you laugh, right? That makes you really laugh. But anyway, let's go on. Best girls should have been Erish, should have been some other characters. Of course, one thing, this is always very common, right? And I have to say it here, right? Before I forget it, it's very common with anime watch, is that they completely ignore so many animes, right? I think there are so many other characters I would really like to see here. For example, Kuro Maid, she's really a good best girl, right? Ali-chan, Nagatoro, of course, an amazing best girl. I would easily give it to Nagatoro, and so on, right? So there's a lot of characters you can easily throw in here that I best score I don't care about, but I probably give it to like Mushoku Tensei, probably. I don't know. It probably isn't even. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about best score. It's like popularity team. Actually, 86 actually has the best score. Think about it. That's literally probably. I mean, 86. The best thing with is the music, right? So that's one thing about it. 86. Megalobox has a good score. It also has good music too. And Vive, of course, has. See, this is God damn it. Like when I look at the list, you know what? I'm not like actually has really good music. Actually has good music, and it's about an idol, right? It's about music, right? Has crappy music, Wonder Egg, goddamn it, stop being in every category, super dangerous. But of course, what one was Demon Slayer. Come on, this is popularity. This is just Tanjiro wins everything. Yeah, it's just silly. Best director. Here Crunchyroll embarrassed himself because Crunchyroll nominated Wonder Egg Purity. Wonder Egg Purity has had the worst direction last year, except, I guess, Promised Neverland, where they had like a slideshow of the ending. But otherwise, right? Worst. I would generally have nominated worst director, Wonder Egg Purity, and they are like best director. That's how insane they are, right? It's because it's about lesbian girls or something. That's how crazy they are. This is the right decision, though. Here, people for once voted for the right thing. Oh, Taxi. A very unique anime, right? Very special anime, well directed, perfectly paced. Very, very intriguing plot, right, back and forth, so on. Is one of the best anime last year and has actually really good directions. So that's a good win. But some of the nominations are like, is it Kaisen? I don't think either of these two have, this is kind of where I feel that is there a good director? Directed Titan. Okay, yeah, sure. But is it anything special? I don't find that, right? It's based on a manga, right? So yeah, I don't feel that the special thing isn't the director, right? Especially it's author or something. Yeah, I feel it's just a little weird. And this I feel is like crap. To the crap director. Anyway. Best character design. I like this topic, I find it such a weird topic, right? Because sometimes this comes from my work too, right? Sometimes when I hear character design, the very first notion for me is just visually how they look, right? But at work, I would say a character designer is someone that writes the backstory, the lore, someone that writes the character, right? Not how they look, but someone that writes, oh, she has this backstory with her mom, and this thing happened, right? And this thing, and then she did this thing. All of that is part of in my opinion, the design, right? And in Crunchyroll, unfortunately, it's never defined what they mean, and I find that they are mixing these two things together. Sometimes it's like yo, everyone looks crazy, right? Very visual, right? And sometimes it's like musical tension if they had it right. It's like very interesting backstory and so on. So I think they're kind of mixing this kind of all over the place. And obviously, they actually too much power. I have no idea where they're gonna go with this thing, right? So it feels because I feel they don't even themselves know the category. It's like they don't know what the protagonist is because they don't even know what the protagonist is, right? But anyway, because Yusuf Kaisen is his popularity, I guess. But still, I was like, I don't think it has bad design though. It has freaking man of culture. But this is again where I would feel that Ranking of Kings should have won that as the most unique characters. Old Taxi I think is better too, right? And this is, as I said last stream, I was like, you know what? I think Skate was definitely not the best anime or whatever. But yeah, it had actually very interesting character design. It is one thing Skate should have been. But this is what I mean. Skate is in this category, right? Because of the visual character design. The actual lore, the storyline is pretty crap in Skate. So it's visually appealing. Also, my ranking is the reverse, right? This is about storyline, right? Characters, nuanced characters. Like King Desha, last episode. Amazing nuanced character, right? Also, my ranking has this incredible gray zone characters where you don't know who is evil or good or whatever. Right? They're both at the same time, and everyone is like freaking so gray zoned. It's an amazing, right? Character design from a writing standpoint. Skate is the opposite. It is purely visual crap writing standpoint, right? Yeah, and they're in the same category. It doesn't make any sense. They're so disposed from each other, right? They're not the same thing whatsoever. They shouldn't be in the same category. They're both excelling at two different things. They're not even remotely close to each other. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, Wonder Egg. I don't know. I mean, the monster kind of interesting. Okay, here we go. Here's the best shit stuff here, right? Eren! Mikasa is getting all wet. Mikasa's like, oh shit, Eren in boat! I used to imagine Mikasa sitting at home being like, I voted for Eren 1,000,000 times! All those Eren fangirls are like, Eren, Bird-sama! They were all voting for Eren. I think Eren is gonna win both. I really do, because I voted for both too, right? Even though I absolutely disagree that he can be both, so of course. But it's because of the troll, right? Everyone's gonna vote for both, right? Because it's just so stupid that everyone's gonna meme it and vote for both. I think it's that alone, I feel, everyone's gonna vote for both. Because it's just so stupid. People are like, Eren. I think that's the main reason, right? If he's right or correct doesn't matter. It's just so stupid that I also felt I had to vote for both. And I saw a lot of other YouTubers who said they're like, oh, we gotta vote for both, man. It's just so funny. Yeah, but they're never gonna Black Clover. They're never gonna take Black Clover out. It's a classic issue, as I mentioned in the last stream. They're never ever gonna. They have never ever had a Black Clover opening, which is crazy because Black Clover opening 3 especially was like that year's most popular anime opening, like by a massive margin. It was like all the other openings together on YouTube had less views than that opening of Black Clover 3. It had like 11 million views something, and but it was like the most popular opening in anime openings for like X number of years, right? It was so incredibly big and good, right? But yeah, they never had a Black Clover in anything. They're like, because they never take short stuff. They never have One Piece, right? They never have Macadamia. They used to have a bit, right? But now they're almost going back on that, right? So Macadamia, again, they have in antagonists here. They have Tomoroshi Shigaraki, right? But they used to have so much more Macadamia, right? So the longer a shonen show goes, the less they include it, right? That's been their strategy since day one. So they never take Black Clover, never had anything of One Piece, Naruto, Boruto. They had like maybe a fight scene right from Boruto. That's kind of what they always done, right? So I think it's just hilarious that we had. But anyway, same. I think it's popular. I kind of hope he wins both. I made another video about it, right, how stupid it is. And I was again, just to iterate. He is not both, okay? We can disagree or agree on what he is, right? Of course, you're wrong if you think he's playing it. But, like, you're wrong. He's objectively the antagonist because this is season 4, not 1, 2, 3. And season 4 is about Gabby and the Morales fighting the aliens, right? You never see from our perspective. Even now in part 2 of the anime, who is the protagonist this episode? Is Ymir. Who was before that? It was Secret. We're never seeing it from our perspective. Eren is not the protagonist. And it's not about being evil or good, right? It's not about being evil or good. People are always conflating that you can't have an evil main character. Of course you can. You have several evil main characters. For example, look at something like Inuyashiki, where you have like 2 different main characters. Right? You have Inuyashiki himself then, but also Hiro, the hero, right? The psychopathic. He's also, of course, they're both also fight each other. But still, he's the protagonist of his half episode, right? For example. You can play Disgaea, where you're playing as a demon lord, killing humans and aliens, right? He's the bad guy, but you're playing as him. He's the protagonist. But what defines a protagonist is the perspective, right? Who is the narration following? You're following the storyline of Stephen Lahore. He's the demon lord, but you're watching from his eyes, right? Ergo, he is the protagonist, even if he's an evil main character. Eren, though, season 4, yes, season 4, after the time skip, you are not following Eren's eyes, right? You are following Gabby's eyes. After the time skip, it's about Gabby watching the world. It's about Gabby fighting in this war. It's about Gabby looking at Reynor and Seeker and so on, right? Fighting this other empire, right? For the Mali Empire. Then it's about Gabby getting home to her parents, right? And so on. Then it's about Gabby and Falco, right? He's like a secondary player for Gabby, right? Gabby and Falco meeting Eren and so on. Eren killing people and so on. Again, right? Eren is antagonist. He really is. And afterwards, when they started going back to past, we don't know what Eren's doing, right? The Jaegers, we don't know what Eren's doing. We still don't literally know. Eren lied this episode. So he can half-ass know why he's doing the rumbling. But a lot of lies in that, right? So still, he's still the antagonist. Even to this episode, he's antagonist, right? Because he's antagonizing, you know, Gabby, Falco, Mikasa, Armin, and so on, right? And next episode, we can see the same thing, right? They're gonna be them trying to stop the rumbling, right? Again, they are the protagonists trying to stop the rumbling, trying to stop Eren from killing everyone, right? I think it's fine to spoil the last episode, right? They have used this other, right? Yeah. Eren doing the rumbling, he's the antagonist, everyone's trying to kill him, right? To stop him from doing the rumbling, or whatever. He's trying to stop the rumbling, right? He, of course, is the protagonist. Or is he? No. But he's the antagonist. However, he, of course, used to be the protagonist. He used to be the protagonist. So if you look at it from season 1 to 4, then he's both, of course. But he's never both at the same time. He's never both at the same time. It's just so obviously. Exactly. He's not the antagonist because he's evil. It's exactly right. He's the antagonist because we are following the storyline from Armin, Mikasa, and also, of course, Gabby and Falco and so on. It's not about he's evil, right? And I keep seeing these people all the time. I had a Twitter discussion with one guy that was like, no, it's because Eren is killing everyone. I was like, yeah, you can have a main character that commits genocide. They're still the main character, right? But you have to follow the main character's reasoning and their perspective. I just watched Landale, I think it's a great anime, before this, and she is like a crazy murderer. Teenage grandma Landale, Kayana. She's like a freaking genocide maniac. She's like, I want to kill everyone! She's the main character, but you're following her vision, right? You're following her insanity. Anyway, he's probably gonna win both, right? Based on the whole insanity of having Eren's both, right? Oh, come on! That's a good decision! God damn it! Stop ruining internet! Stop ruining my dreams! Stop ruining my dreams, internet! We're supposed to meme this shit! We're supposed to meme it! Okay, let's go back to antagonist immediately then. Will you at least win antagonist? Okay, good. Okay! Maybe the world isn't so crazy after all. Maybe the world isn't so crazy after all. Okay? God damn it. Now I have to be positive. God damn it. So maybe the world isn't insane, okay? Maybe there's hope for humanity. That is seriously a hope for humanity. He's clearly the antagonist, so there is hope for humanity. People saw the truth. Eren is trying to murder everyone. He's the goddamn genocidal maniac. He's the bad guy. Yeah, he's the bad guy, right? And also antagonist. He's both, right? And he's not the main character, he's antagonist. And if that's true, So I was prepared to make my speech about the falsity of humanity and why we're gonna die and so on, and why everyone's an idiot. But okay, this is actually the correct. So anyway, okay, whatever. I was hoping right for the meme, the quality, but whatever. Let's be serious here. Urukawa, see his name under me here, under the camera. Urukawa. Urukawa is a great protagonist. As I said in the last stream talking about this thing, he is the absolute best decision. Because Urukawa, he really carries his show, right? So the reason why I think that he is potentially a better protagonist than Rudy, because otherwise I'll give it to, Rudy, right? Ghislaine and so on, to Rudy otherwise, is because while Rudy is an amazing protagonist, right? And I think he has the best development of like any protagonist, right? An amazing character. Truly, I think, an amazing character, right? But Mushoku Tensei doesn't rely solely on Rudy, right? It also has Eris growing his character. There's Rudyed, Ghislaine, etc. Right? So he has this bigger cast of characters also carrying it, right? Roxy and, etc. Paul and so on. His Papa too, right? So Mushoku Tensei has like an assembly of really good characters, right? And Otaxi, though, while being a very good anime, doesn't have, in a sense, then, that many good characters, right? It's all about the main characters. It's all about Urukawa carrying them, right? It's all about centered around him. In Mushoku Tensei, it's all about Rudy, right? You have other characters doing their own shit, so on, right? In Urukawa, not really. So Urukawa is the best antagonist because he is truly kind of like, the guy that carries the whole anime on his shoulders, right? Without Urukawa, the story doesn't work at all. Even though it has a lot of different plot points, he is always the center and so on, and he really carries his interaction with all the dialogue of the characters is really what's driving this anime, right? Where that's not true for Mushoku Tensei as much, right? Even though it also is a good point there as well. So I think he is the best protagonist, because he really is carrying the anime so heavily on his shoulders. And again, it's an amazing anime, right? But Urukawa is such an important part of this anime. So I think he really is the best choice, right? And of course, I really ranted about Eren being antagonist for months, right? So this is the right pick here too. Because he really is the antagonist. As I said earlier with my Star Wars, I compared it to Star Wars, right? I think that makes it better too, right? Because I always keep going back to this idea of Star Wars, right? Because everyone I feel has seen Star Wars, right? In the Star Wars 1 to 3, Anakin, blah blah blah, is the main character, is the protagonist, and then you get to 4 and 6, Luke Skywalker is the main character, his son, right? And now, of course, he's the antagonist, Darth Vader. And it's kind of the same thing, right? It kind of, it's sweep from being protagonist and so on. And I think that really works, to make Eren even a better antagonist, because he used to be the protagonist. As you say there, he kind of stopped being the protagonist after he kissed the hand, right? He got the future seat, he could see the future and everything. And after that, they had a time skip, and during that part, he stopped being, the protagonist. And now he's the protagonist, right? And yeah, it really makes sense to have him as a good antagonist. That being said, though, if I'm gonna be critical and crispy here, I 100% agree this antagonist, as I keep saying, right? He's not the protagonist, but is he the best antagonist, though? That is something I think is that when the Golden Kamuy air season 3 didn't air last year, that shit, man. Because didn't Golden Kamuy didn't that air like last year with like the cyber tiger fighting and Golden Kamuy I think has the best antagonist like all anime history, and didn't that air last year? So I'm a little bit like, it's a very less popular anime, but I'm pretty sure it aired last year, right? Didn't it air last year? Golden Kamuy Part 3. I probably would nominate, like basically anyone from Golden Kamuy. Okay, it ended December. Okay, it ended 2 years ago. Okay then. Little unsure there. Okay, it ended before that. Okay. What else do we have the list though? Obviously, Shigaki isn't the antagonist, so that's wrong. And Kidna, I mean maybe. But as people said, right, Roosevelt should have been there instead. I mean, you could both be there, but yeah, Roosevelt could have been there. I think that Adam and Skate is a joke, and obviously Kisaki is also not a very good antagonist. With all time travel shit, it's such a boring fast flag, stupid shit. I prefer Yano, right? But I feel there's so many better antagonists. not over Eren perhaps, but I mean over like Adam, right? There's so many other antagonists, like for example Roswald, that are better. Or look at like Osama Rankin, right? You have Miriano, you have Daida, you have Bosse, right? Osama Rankin is like, who's not the bad guy? It's like everyone. You have Doma, so it's like that anime, everyone's either a good guy or a bad guy every episode. It feels like it's changing every episode, but yeah, you have King Desha for a bit. You have Okken. Osama Rankin has like 20 antagonists, but I guess the main antagonist is Miriano. Miriano is certainly a much better antagonist than like Adam or Kisaki or something, right? So it is a little silly, but certainly I think Eren is the best of these 6. That I genuinely do agree that Eren is the best of this. That's no problem. If I have to pick from these 6, I would pick Eren easily. But I just have to say the thing, right, that you have to remember though, this is supposed to be only part 1, right? This is before the rumbling. The rumbling happened last week, right? This is not the rumbling yet. So it's like, I think he's a better antagonist in part 2, right? That's also my, a little bit, I'm like, but he hasn't done the shit yet. He hasn't really, well, Echidna is like, you know, both, right? You know, she's kind of helpful and antagonizing, yeah. But I think that Roswald is a much better pick, right? Roswald would be a much better pick for an antagonist in R0 that season. Lastly, I just want to say again, right, that of course Shigaraki, as I said in my last video about this topic, Shigaraki isn't the antagonist. It's the same shit again, right? Shigaraki is the character of what is called My Hero villain arc, right? This is season 5. He's not antagonizing anyone, it's Redestro. Redestro is this evil quirk guy, right? That kidnapped Shigaraki's friend, and then Shigaraki and, you know, Toga and so on, they go to save their friend, right? You know, Spinner and so on. And they go and fight them, right? And it's about his backstory, his motivation, so on, right? He's clearly the protagonist of season 5. Because he's not antagonizing anyone in that season. He's the victim, so to speak, right? And being attacked by the other bad guys. And you're following his journey, right? Of getting revenge over that. So he is absolutely the protagonist of season 5. Kind of like Eren is not the protagonist. You know? He's the vice versa, right? Yeah. He used to be the antagonist, but in that season, he's the protagonist, right? And this is not... I don't find it very complicated to understand. I don't find it very complicated. Just like Eren. Eren used to be the protagonist, now antagonist. This guy is the reversal. He used to be the antagonist, now he's the protagonist. Like, that can change, right? But apparently, Crunchyroll, for them it's too complicated to understand that, you know, you can realign where a character is in the narration. It's just too complicated for them. Their brain are exploding, right? Just imagining that. But yeah, you know, that I don't agree with, because a plot can still be advanced by the antagonist. Usually, actually, the plot is mostly actually, you know, advanced by the antagonist, because the antagonist is the person that like triggers whatever happens. So the plot is usually driven the most by the antagonist, because the antagonist is the one that kills the mom of the main character, right? And drives the main character to do their actions or burn down the village or whatever, right? So usually the antagonist is the one that actually triggers the different advancement of plot points. So it actually is more that the protagonist is kind of like living through the plot, and the antagonist is the one almost like triggering or creating the plot, right? In some ways. But anyway, I of course think the Boogie Woogie should win, right? Boogie Woogie! Come on, Boogie Woogie! Boogie Woogie! Yes! Oh! Tordo! Man of culture! I mean, come on, baby. You know it's the best fight. Oh! I knew it was going to win. It's both popularity and it's the best fight. It's both popular and it's the best fight. Come on. They're like, Boogie Woogie! Brother! Come on. He's all like, yeah! Brother! Oh, I knew it's gonna win. It's the most obvious shit ever. It's both popularity. No, not the hentai joke. Yeah, Boogie Woogie! It's the freaking best shit ever. It's just, I thought about another stream. I mean, it's like Boogie Woogie, man. It's so good because it's really well animated. It's like 3 episode long fight. Something's very long too, right? But the thing that makes it so good, it's just, I just love the fun of it, you know? It's like, I can swap people, you know? It's like, Boogie Woogie, and they swap places, right? And she's like, I can't do with this shit, you know? It's just like, it's a really fun fight. It looks amazing. It's really cool how it's shown. But it just feels fun too. And then Tordo's like, I was lying! Yes, I can actually do everything. I can change without tapping. I can pick up a nunchuck, you know, and so on, yeah. All that shit makes it even better, right? It's like, I'm a IQ 5000 genius! It's just, It's just some good shit, man. It's just, I love it so much. I genuinely think it's the best fight. I said it last time too, yeah. I think it's the best fight. Like, boogie woogie, baby. I should have it here, this. Oh, look at this. No, God damn it, my computer. Open file direction. I made this clip. There we go, yeah, I made it give. There we go. Oh! There we go, yes. I love him. He's like, you know, and I see the Ford Toro coming in, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm doing it. Oh, there we go. I think it deserves to win easily, right? You know, I am very, very fan of this fight, right? But it is a good, fun fight. Speak about Boruto. I think it's really silly though that they have two. This I think is silly though that they have like two Jujutsu Kaisen. I think that's silly. Yeah, that is silly. Like they shouldn't have two of them. And obviously, it's also kind of silly because like who is in the right mind is gonna vote for this fight, you know, the other fight in Kaisen over Boogie Woogie. No one's gonna do that, right? So it's like a pointless shit to have it. It's pointless to include it in the list because everyone is gonna vote for the much better one, you know? They're next doors, right? This is like, do you wanna smash this, you know, super hot babe? Or do you like, I mean, she's attractive. 6 out of 10, you know, or 10 out of 10. Yeah, you're gonna be like 10 out of 10, please. Doesn't matter personality. So one night stand. It doesn't matter, you know, personality or whatever. You don't know. This is a one night stand. You're like 10. Pick 10, please, right? Not the 6, right? So no one's ever gonna pick, you know, the other one because they're compared to each other. It doesn't make any sense, you know. That's an interesting point that you make there. It is true that usually the antagonist slow down in the end. You're gonna see the same thing in Titanic, right? Now when Aaron is the antagonist, he's done the rumbling now. I don't want to spoil anything, but it certainly is gonna be. This is not a spoiler. I'm just gonna explain the narration, right? In the sense that certainly that's what to test happen because after Aaron now does the rumbling, what do we see where we go to Armin and Mikasa, right? So now the narration is focusing more on the protagonist again. Because now we're coming to an end, right? And they have to somehow overcome the rumbling, right? So yeah, now it's going to like the new protagonist, certainly. So you can see it definitely. That's probably true in most narrations. But otherwise, I think that, you know, the Yuri fight with Elma and Toru and the kissing and so on is beautiful. It's like, I love you, and like starting, I want to be friends again. Then they have this weird thing with a kiss too with dragons. There's like a kiss fighting scene. Which is very romantic and weird. It's like, it's awkward. It's cute and sexy and everything at the same time. It's some goddamn wholesome hentai. Yeah, it's like wholesome fighting hentai when the dragons touch each other. You hate all the characters, but there are beautiful fight scenes, man. You gotta just enjoy the fight scenes. But anyway, best romance. I wanna think they had like Nagatoro here. That I think is best comedy, right, of course. But I think comedy is a genre too. So, Horimiya is certainly there, right? I can't remember all they had now. Horimiya, I believe, was there. Like Nagatoro. What more did they have in this category? But I think that Butchan and Nagatoro's a good romance. Obviously, my dress-up darling would crush this next year. My dress-up darling with Marin-chan. Holy shit, is Marin-chan gonna crush this next year. Best couple, Godyu Marin. It's gonna always be like a no-brainer. Everyone's gonna vote for Marin-chan. Like, you know, unless, you know, society is destroyed during this time frame here. Unless we all die, right, before the next year. Obviously, Marin-chan's gonna win it. But even if we die, the aliens or whatever, all gonna vote for Marin-chan, right? It is certainly like the best romance. It's obviously gonna be in the category list. But what was Detectives Are Dead? Exodia waifu. No, I was like, God damn it, there's some horror, man. Okay, you know, I really of course like Quintuppets, right? That's a great anime, yeah. But did they have that in this category? Because obviously Quintuppet aired, right? Quintuppet aired. But, you know, it's like 5 romance, right? There's 5 girls, right? 5 sisters. Did they have it in the category? Whatever, I mean... yeah, Horimiya. I mean, I said Horimiya. And I felt Horimiya is a good romance show, so... I don't really mind that. It's like, yeah, you know, yeah. I heard people say that mine was way better. Oh, Beast was aired, okay. Yeah. Well, actually, Fruit Basket aired? Of course it did. Oh, Fruit Basket's way better. What's wrong with the world? But that, yeah. I agree that, you said that's a two, right? Asta and Dante, Asta Yami combination is a really good fight too. But you have to remember they're never gonna have Beclore. So you can never get your wish. But this feels kind of strange to me. I said Horimiya. I forgot about Fruit Basket because, you know, Fruit Basket has been going for like 3 years, right? So I was like, what years? Yeah. Fruit Basket is an amazing anime. You know, I think it's one of the best animes ever, right? It's one of my absolute favorite shoujo animes. And I think it's much better than Horimiya. Honestly, right? I can't even fathom. No, I'm like, wait a minute. Obviously, Fruit Basket is way better. Yeah, it's way better than Horimiya. The only thing I will say is that the last of Fruit Basket is a little less romantic because it's about defeating the evil main character, right? I'm not gonna say what the main character is, no, but like, you know, the evil antagonist has to be beaten, right, in the last bit of part 3. So I guess it's fair to say that the romance takes a little setback in the last bit, but I think it's still better romance than like Horimiya. Nagatoro, I think, is the best comedy, right? And there is Duke. Yeah, okay, good. There was there. Yeah, Duke is. I think he's one of the best animes. You know. Few people saw the anime, but I think it's a really good anime. I love this anime. Yeah, Butchan. Yeah, Butchan and Kuro maid. You know, his perverted maid. But it really, it's like a really funny and wholesome, you know, wholesome teasing, right? Nagatoro is more or less wholesome. Now, but they always give Boruto like a nomination for fights though. Like Boruto always get the fight nomination. But Beclore had once they had a fight nomination. Yamin Lich. That was when Capcom was doing the nomination. And Capcom was guest judges. They nominated Beclore the first year. They wanted. Capcom was doing ads for Devil May Cry 5, and they got to pick the fighter winners or something. And they picked like they had like Black Clover, Yamin Lich, which felt very Black Clover, right? Because Devil May Cry 5, you also have the Quilly photos and one. They have the same like lore. The Jewish lore that are also in Black Clover and also the McCridens. They were like, we picked Black Clover. So I see what they do in the Capcom. They were like, let's pick that manga similar to our game. So they were like up. They were like forged and that shit. I think Komi-chan, you know, great comedy, not a very good love story in my opinion. Best drama, best fantasy potential, best drama. Well, Taxi, I guess, is best drama, right? Is that in the drama category? Probably. To Your Eternity, but Odd Taxi is way better. I'm like, but Odd Taxi is way better. Odd Taxi is like way better, guys. Who voted for this shit? Who voted for this crap, man? No. So as I said, right, I had Odd Taxi. I had both of them in my top 10, right? And I talked about this in my top 10 video, where I didn't rate whatever. It's number 10, okay? To Eternity, I had number 10. It's the first thing I talk about in that top 10 video. And the reason why, right, and I keep saying it over and over again, right, is that how much I hated the last arc, right? The Yandala Island. It's the worst shit ever. And mostly in my top 10 review, I start saying that this is a great anime, but goddamn do I hate the Yandala arc! You know, and I curse cover. Why is the shittiest shit ever? It's so bad. Oh my god, how bad that last arc is. Right? We had this amazing arc before, right? The best bro ever, right? Best little boy ever. Why isn't he in Best Boys? Or whatever. This is amazing little boy, right? That he finds and befriends, right? It's an amazing storyline. One of the best storyline, and very sad, of course, last year. His girlfriend and so on, right? It's so good. And after that, you're like, this anime is amazing. You're like 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Right? You're so in love with this anime after that little boy arc, you know what I mean? You're so in love. I don't want to spoil it, but it's such a good arc. So you're like, this is the best anime this year. It's the best anime this year, right? You're so in love with it. And then comes this, like, the freaking Yalala Island, whatever it's pronounced. And you're like, this is shit. This is like 0 out of 10. You're like, I hate myself. How could I ever love you, right? You're like, how could I ever... You seriously feel like someone backstabbed you. It's like, so your wife slept with another man in your bedroom, you know, you're hearing your wife cheating on you. That's how you feel, right? It is an incredibly bad arc. For so many reasons why. Just from plot standpoint, how Hayate can like fly and shit, and how they jump in the fire, and it's just like, it's so many weird things happening, and the whole story set doesn't make any sense. It's like a prison island, but the prisoner can leave if they want to. They just don't or something. And like the main character becomes a slave because a girl was like, I want to enslave him or something. It's random. It's just like the worst shit ever. And this new then girl is gonna befriend, right? That's like a character to befriend. It's very formulaic, I suppose. She's so annoying. She's the worst person ever. Like Tonari, she's the worst little douchebag ever. You're like, I hate this girl. Can she die? Just die already. You're like, everyone dies in this anime. Mars, you know, Nia, and everyone freaking dies basically, but not this stupid. She's the only one that doesn't die. You're like, please kill her off. Oh, it's so bad. At least in the end, he gets grandma. The last episode is really good again. Yeah, so after the dialogue's over, you get the grandma's kind of flashback. You're like, oh, now it's good again. You get to the grandma episode. You're like, oh my god, this is 10 out of 10 again. So I see when I watch it too, right? Because then you get the grandma, pure grandma. You're like, grandma! So the final episode is really good at it. The final episode 10 out of 10. That arc is like 0 out of 10. Oh my god. That's why I could never, of course, vote for myself. Because it has 3 good arcs or whatever, but it has 1 insanely bad arc, right? That to me means that it's it's not the best anime, right? I would Old Taxi is much better. It's good all the way through. Old Taxi has no bad episodes. Every episode is pathetic. Whatever. Wonder Egg, again, shit ending. Can't be in this category. Best action? This is a category I feel anything can be in, right? It's probably Yusukaiser and Demon Slayer, right? The short and stuff. So, Demon Slayer maybe? Yusukaiser, yeah, whatever. You know, popularity also, right? So, it doesn't really matter because it's gonna be like the action anime, so it doesn't really matter. Like, does anyone believe that SS Dynason could have won this? Like, come on, who has seen? I have seen the anime. I also watched SS, Unison, SS Gridman, right? Yeah, Unison Gridman's one from Scorch Trigger. But who thinks it's gonna win here, right? Like, who think that this anime that maybe like 10% at most probably of anime people have seen, right? Anime watchers. Fighting Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, Yusukaiser. I mean, this is impossible for this anime to win, right? It's just incredibly way less popular, right? It's just like, these categories are kind of sad in that sense, because you're like, it's never gonna win. Like, it's 0 chance. And Vivi is kind of weird, because Vivi is like, is it an action show, or is it like a drama? It's more like, it's like a new, right? Philosophy, yeah. It's like something else. I also would kind of put it in fantasy, sci-fi fantasy. Evil robots, Terminator. I mean, sort of action too. But that's what I mean. The category of action is kind of like, anything can be an action. Anything can be an action. Yeah, it's like, okay. Anyway, best fantasy, obviously. Mushoku Tenshi with ultimate waifu Ghislaine. If this doesn't win, I'm quitting anime, then I will never talk to people anime again. If Ghislaine, can't win this, right? Eri-chan can't win this, right? Then the world is doomed, right? The world is doomed. And it's also gonna be really fun if they, of course, do win, because that proves that, not proves, but it definitely points to that they're insanely dumb by the Crunchyroll for not even having it in the other categories, right? They gave it this like kind of measly best fantasy. They put it somewhere. Put it somewhere there. What? What's wrong with this? Is the judge shit. This is the goddamn judge shit. What is effing wrong? Fuck no. This is some goddamn corrupt of the state. This shows you that the world is doomed, man. This shows you that there's something wrong with the planet, right? This is some goddamn corruption here. This is clearly some goddamn bullshit. I said this though, as I predicted correctly, right? I predicted that we were gonna have a crying result. I predicted that because I said so. That the judges has way too much power, right? That 70% shit, right? I said it. They're never gonna let it win. It's clearly it's gonna be a crying Rudy, right? I said it, right? Yeah, because they're never gonna let it win, right? Yeah, it's true. It's only the US, but it's not really the US though. It's more like the Western world, I guess. It kind of presents more than just the US though. With Crunchyroll, but this is what I said, right? And they're never gonna let it win. They're never gonna let it win, right? They're never. And obviously, Awesome Ranking is better than Slime. I'm sorry, guys. I like Slime too, but Awesome Ranking is better. At least, why is To Your Eternity in both? That's making sense. But anyway, it's like I said, right? Mushoku Tensei loses because the judges, right, are told by Crunchyroll that you can't vote for this thing, right? Because the judges have power for whatever reason. It should be up to popularity, right? Or whatever would be better. because the judges are, incredibly, vocal, whatever. So they're gonna be like, you have to not pick this guy. This guy is like a hentai or something. You can't pick that, right? So they are. This is exactly what I said. It's really sad. It is exactly what I said, though. This is what I kept saying last stream and talking about stuff. I was like, it's never gonna win. People were like, oh, it's gonna crush it, but no, it's not gonna win, right? Because remember, it's 70% judge power, right? So Mushu is not gonna win because all the judges are refusing to vote for it, right? Because the judges are, it's very, very simple, right? The judges are, how to say it, they are, the only reason you can be a judge is because you play ball, right? You only can be a judge because it's telling you that don't vote for this anime because there's a perv or whatever, there's sex in it. Okay, you don't can vote for that. So no, but Mushu is incredibly popular. It won like everything else. That thing you wrote there actually doesn't really comply because if you look at the other awards, right, you look at the top 10 and so on in other systems in Twitter and List and other kind of list people down, right? Popularity votes. Mushu has won them like all, right? Mushu has won like almost every other popularity vote there is, right? So the reason Mushu is losing is the judge, right? It's not popularity. Popularity is really like almost every other place, right? And I think people are really gonna vote extra much, right? Even here to piss them off, right? You know what I mean? And this is why it's so silly because you wonder like why does it take you 2 weeks to go over the results, right? So first you have 1 week where you send in your result, right? Whatever, it's just a number in a database, right? And afterwards, like 2 weeks of like talking about that doesn't make any sense. It's just a plus or minus number, right? People vote for this thing, +1, right? You know, if they remove the vote -1, yeah. So then they have 2 weeks where they basically just collude, right? 2 weeks where they just like we cannot let this anime win because it's hentai, right? So we gotta fix that, right? Everyone has to vote for that anime instead. And then they just collude, right? So all the judges just agree on voting something else, right? Because as long as the judges vote for it, as long as I said in the title, no, your vote doesn't matter, right? As long as the judges just agree, right, with each other, you're never gonna win, right? Yeah. As long as the judges just agree with each other. Do they agree? Probably not, actually. But of course, they know that the only reason they can have this job, right, is because they agree. You know what I mean? The only reason they can have this occupation, so to speak, be invited is because they do agree with whoever hive mind has them to do, right? So the only reason they can get to do this thing is because they promise to agree to whatever they have to agree with, right? So as long as all of them agree at the same time, they're gonna get whatever they want, right? So they're gonna be like, oh, everyone voted for this, hentai main character, right? This poor Rudy boy. Okay, everyone has to vote for Slime, okay? Because then, then they lose, right? Also, I think also ranking is better than Slime, though. But, I mean, I like Slime, I like Rimmaru-chan, but it's not even close to Mushu Tensei. It is popular, though, but Mushu Tensei has won like almost every other popularity contest out there. He lost second place in one of them because Miracle beat it, and that was because females hated it, though. It's true that he has had a problem with the female audience, but you have to remember that it's also more males watching on Crunchyroll and so on, so the gender wouldn't matter as much either. But yeah, it is it's absurd and silly, and it just shows you that's the corruption of it, right? I mean, you're obviously right that, I mean, Crunchyroll is in the US, right? But they do see the thing represents kind of the West, though, right? Because they do release this stuff in all the countries, but certainly they represent it in their own, how I say it, in their own Americanized way, though. Certainly do, right? And the culture of America is more prude. For example, France is way less prude, right? And they do, of course, have a little more issues with. It is true that I think Musashi is slower in the beginning, but it has a really good sense of Rudy beating his, agoraphobia and so on. But there's one thing I think is true to say, though, is that Slime has a lot of benefit of being like Slime season 2 part 2. It's basically season 4, right? Yeah, it's like 50 episodes. It basically gets a little. Yes, that opportunity. Though. It's basically like season 4, right? Because it's like season 2 part 2. Yeah, it's definitely in kind of the climax of that thing. But I still don't believe it, right? The problem here that I would love to see, but they would never do it, right, is they actually show the result, right? And I mean the actual numbers, you know. I would love to see them actually showing here what is the actual, like, figures, right? Okay, 1 million people voted for this thing, 1 million voted for that thing, right? If they actually would show us the actual, you know, numbers, the actual figures, right? The actual breakdown. Because they're never gonna do that, right? And that's something weird here too, because you're always wondering, like, okay, but do they actually like hide it away? So what if Tenchi got like 10 times more votes than everything else, right? And they're like, we can't show that because we hate the anime, right? So let's pretend that happened, you know? It's just always like, you really wonder how many votes they actually got, right? But anyway, it's, I mean, I did, you know, I had my crying Rudy, right? I've been saying this all the time, I predicted this thing. I told you it was never gonna win. People kept telling me it was gonna win, but I was like, no, I told you so. It's not gonna win. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna get 0% judge votes. So like I said, that's why I voted. Voting has no value, right? That's exactly what I said. I said it for weeks now. Voting has no value. Anyway, best comedy, Nagatoro, I will vote for. Komi-chan, I think that's funny. It's funny, but it's not that funny. I would probably have Dragon Maid over Komi-chan too, though. I'm a Komi-chan hater, yeah, I hate that girl. She can't talk, man. No, but I mean, I find Komi-chan funny, but it's not that funny. All text isn't a comedy. All text isn't a comedy at all. Best film. Just like last time, I was like, was Yours and the Tiger, but that's probably the last. I think it aired like the last day of the year before. Mirai series before. I was like, I guess Mugen. Does that count? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mugen. I was like, if Mugen Train counts, it's obviously gonna win. It's like, yeah, it's gonna win, right? Yeah, it did release the year before, though, in Japan, though. Definitely did, 2020. But certainly, if Mugen is in the list, yeah, it's obviously gonna win, right? That's a question. This order, yeah, Yosu was in the list. Okay, yeah, because I would have voted for Yosu, right? That's a nice, very heartwarming movie about a guy and a girl in a wheelchair. Come on, see, I'm just like, you know, I'm a sucker for this. Like, come on, it's a heartwarming anime about, like, you know, a guy helping a woman in a wheelchair and shit, and like, it's really nice, and like demons and trains. Yeah, it's like, it's such a different anime. This is like some, you know, they're fighting people on a train and people are dying and shit, and it's some kind of torture. I don't know. Here's like, oh, this is really nice. It's like a heartwarming romance, you know. Like, why can't this shit never win for, okay? Why is it always like the stupid action shit that wins? But no, of course, movies win it. Okay, so best, but is it not? Okay, so last year they split between female and male voice actor, but was it only one this year? They only had like, no, it's only, yeah. I guess so. Well, I mean, I would give it Aoyuki then. She's in like, you know, 50 animes and she made Kumiko. Yeah, she's like, you know, yeah, she's the whole anime. It's her. Yeah, Minaide! It's the whole anime. It's her like, Minaide! That's her best line, man. She's playing Tamaki. It's like, Minaide! Or when she does the Diana, of course, too. Yeah, Diana. Kingu! Kingu! Minaide! Come on. That's basically all the voice lines. Yeah, Minaide Kingu! Yeah. Come on. He was barely even in the anime this year. What? I mean, Yukadi did other stuff. He did like Beastar and so on. He barely had a voice line this year. I don't even think he had that much voice. I mean, certainly he talked, but it's like, really? It's just popularity, but... Oh, it's silly. I think, for example, that Ayana, yeah, and Gabi is way better performance than Eren, right? She's way more focused character too. But I obviously give it to, you know, this is so stupid, man. This is what I think got in popularity. Obviously, Aoyuki was a way better voice actor than Eren. Or I mean, as a character. Because Kumiko is basically her reading the voice lines and being all like, ah! It's like the whole anime is her screaming. The whole anime is just Aoyuki screaming for like 30 minutes. Like every episode of of I'm a Spider, it's just her going ballistic. It's like, I'm a tree, this thing is happening, this thing. That's like basically the whole episode. Right? The whole episode is her high on ecstasy. Like, I'm not even joking. Go and watch an episode of I'm a Spider SWAT and turn off or go away, right? Because you just have the sound effect background, right? Yeah. She's like this all the time. You don't have to watch the anime. It's just her reading their novel and it's going crazy. It's just insane. No, they're never gonna nominate potential, man. You forget about it. They already they put their side in the line, man. They never nominate anime with sex art. Like, people loved Goblin Slayer. They never nominate Goblin Slayer. It's like, will they nominate Goblin Slayer? The first minute is like, yeah, probably not, right? They never nominate anything that is like not Volk, right, or SCV or whatever you call it. If it doesn't fit in that agenda, right? They're never having that, right? It's so incredibly political size, right? They're never gonna have anything like that. The same thing with like, where's Miruko-chan, right? Miruko-chan, also a great anime, but Miruko-chan has a lot of oppas, right? Yeah, so they won't nominate that, right? Miruko-chan was really funny and also had a really sad moment, right? That's a good twist, right? But they're not gonna nominate Miruko-chan is a potentially because it's and of course Idaten. One of my favorite animes too, right? Idaten has like an R scene, the non-guest art, right? Immediately, Idaten. Same thing with Goblin Slayer. They're never gonna have Idaten, right? Even Idaten is like crazy. Idaten is a spectacular, wacko anime. I never seen something like it in my life. It's colors everywhere, you know. Like character design, easily Idaten. Yeah, it's just explosion of colors, right? I haven't seen it yet. No. Because Tuesday is the gender bender anime. I haven't seen Tensai Audio, Prince Tensai, I haven't seen it yet. Thinking about it, but I have too much work and shit the last weeks, so I'm just keeping up on the gender bender animes. But yeah, I mean Idaten is one of my top animes last year. I have in the top 10, right? And it's just like the most wackadoodle anime ever. If you haven't seen it, it's about gods that are basically evil. Let's straight up. Yeah, they're the protagonists, but they're pretty evil. And they're fighting the demons, they're also evil, right? So they're both basically evil. And then you have humans getting killed, I guess, between them. and the gods, for example, like, obviously, Best Baba Rin, she's like, so the demons are increasing their numbers by sleeping with the humans. They're like, yeah, they need to be able to create a kind of hybrid with humans. We should kill all humans. Yeah, just immediately it's like, what if we exterminate the humans immediately? Then we have less issues. And they're like, that's a good idea, Grandma. And you and Washer, you're like, what are these gods? They're like, yes, let's kill everyone. They're completely evil. They're sociopathic gods. The only point of the gods is they let them fight, right? The only idea that is the god, they just hate the demons. Yeah, they're only born for one reason. That is to kill demons, right? They don't care about the demons whatsoever. They're not good people. It's a good scene in the nun, of course, gets first Odd, right? That she's imprisoned in a six kind of dungeon or whatever. And she's gonna be saved by one of the gods. And the demon is like, this is the god, okay? This random kid here that's probably willing to murder you before he saves you or whatever. He's like, nah, I don't really murder people unless I have to. And so on, it's just like some weird thing. They're like, I mean, is that God? You're like, yeah, I guess I am God to you or whatever. Yeah, this thing is so stupid. Idaten is fantastic. Same author, of course. It's the pieces of viewers and Dragon made it. It combined their abilities to create Idaten. But yeah, I love Zombieland Sega, Saki is my best girl. Got my Saki shirt and so on, right? Lily, Shan and so on, yeah. Zombieland Sega was like, it's a great anime, but it felt like it slipped through the cracks. It's the two. I have so few people talking about Zombieland Sega, yeah. I think it's a great. I had it in, definitely in my top tier, and I really liked it. The one is better though because of the surprises to one, but the two is really good too. I almost listen to the songs all the time. I really do. I go back to the Zombieland Sega, the insert song, particularly the performance. Right, the final episode is really good when they actually have like a much longer episode. They have like a 30-minute episode, I think, something like that. The final episode. It's like a 5 extra minutes of dance moves, but it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. It was very confusing though where Kanna appeared. I was like, it's the same also the Sakura. Yeah, no quintuplets at all, right? No. One other anime that is lacking is called R0. No, but it doesn't matter. No, you're misunderstanding. It's gonna help having an 18+ category. So it's not gonna help whatsoever. It doesn't even matter because you have to think it politically. Crunchyroll is very, very. It's mostly left leaning, right? It's very left leaning. You can be left or right or whatever, it doesn't matter. But facts are they're very, very left leaning, and then they have this idea that we shouldn't allow animes to be. We have to censor animes like Rudy. We can't have a main character that's like a pervert, so we have to censor that. we can't have Miruku-san with, Oppa grab, right? We have to censor that, right? That's just how they think, right? It doesn't matter if you have a 10 categories, have an 18 plus category. It doesn't matter. It's all about political mindset, right? They hate these animes because they represent something they hate, right? They're not gonna solve anything by doing that and different than that. That's not the issue, right? The core issue is they're not pro freedom of speech, right? Or freedom of expression, right? They're not pro saying whatever you want, right? Yeah, they're against freedom, right? They want to have they are authoritarians. That's the issue. They are typical left authoritarians. If you have to go really, basically like Aaron, at least like this guy, yeah, like this genocidal maniac, right? That's how you think about it, right? If we had Armin running Crunchyroll, he would have been like, yeah, kind of like everything. Everyone can do whatever they want, right? But it's more like Aaron running Crunchyroll. We're thinking about that, right? It's evil Aaron, right? It should be Mikasa running it. Mikasa would have only been Aaron. It would be Aaron in every category. Aaron. Anyway, do we care about this thing at all? You can take a quick check. It's a fun. Okay, who's the best? Adam. Obviously, Kawaii is Kawaii. Spanish. This is popularity. Demon Slayer, all of that. This is popularity. I'm sure that Kumiko was better there too. Love is War. Maybe for this later in Spanish. Okay, so this is so silly. Tanjiro. I did react to Landale. Amazing. Landale was amazing as always. Tanya should run it, yeah. Tanya the evil. It should be like, hey, these Marley guys, pretty good guys, eh? Tanya definitely would have had Aaron as best character. She's like, this Aaron guy, genocide? Ah, that's pretty legit. Yeah, I like this guy. He got great abilities, yeah. Well, right wing would hate anime in the past, right? And now it's more left wing because traditionally the right is against, ecchi stuff and so on, right? But now in America, you have to think about it moved much further left, right? So now the right is like freedom of speech and the left is like censorship, right? So you have to think about it. 20 years ago, the right hated anime, right? And now the left hates anime instead. You have to think about it like that, right? You have to think about how political movement it is, right? Yes, the French. It's like Tanjiro in every category. It's just so silly. It's just got popularity. It's like Tanjiro. It's like it doesn't. It is clearly a proof. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know who Enzo is, right? This person, Enzo Rafsito. I don't know what this person is, but I have to say that I don't think this person is a good voice actor. No, but I mean, it's like, if everyone is voting for Tanjiro, like, it doesn't matter, right? They're not voting for the voice actor. They're always voting for Tanjiro. It doesn't like matter who's doing it, clearly. Because the Russia is also Tanjiro. Look, it's Russia is also Tanjiro. It's like Tanjiro. It's like, it doesn't matter, right, who is voicing the character. It's just like Tanjiro every time. Portuguese, Tanjiro. Oh, my god, it's Godio Sensei. For once, it wasn't. But, popularity. So they have One Piece, they have Luffy in all the categories. I guess couldn't come up with more characters. There's probably fewer animes also in other languages. German. Tanjiro? Oh, Godio. Okay, so they have Godio. So okay, it's the Kaiser and Demon Slayer. Okay, so Godio. A very French name though for a German guy. Very French. Is he actually a French guy? René Don Cloud? That sounds a lot like a French guy. This guy actually German or is he French, right? I'm just saying, man. I don't trust him. He might be both. Yeah, I don't trust this guy, man. But a very, very French name there. And not Russian. So, I mean, yeah, if yes. See you next year, baby. It's gonna be fun next year. And also, Princess Connect, right? Gonna sponsor this shit. Okay, fine. What's the nominees? But the nominees, I mean, nothing to do with your taste, right? It's still Crunchyroll deciding who we can nominate. This doesn't do with French people, right? I don't think it has anything to do with the actual French people, but yeah, you have like, Vanitas. Wait, Raftalia? This is kind of fun. So, like, did I guess Shield Hero air last year in France, but it aired like 2 years before in English, right? So it must be delayed for a while then, because all the other animes are currently last year. We also have of course Kage Shadow. and freaking Takemichi, Crybaby. How hard can it be, man? No, but this is the French nominees, right? Yeah, this is the French nominees. But how hard can it be, man? That guy's voice Takemichi. I can't watch Takemichi. I just had to cry. I mean, I feel that I could have done a really good French Takemichi. I would just be like, oh, no. Yeah, after that for like 10 minutes, right? And they can just loop that for every episode. And I could easily have voice Takemichi in any language. Portuguese, French, Japanese, German, right? You know, doesn't matter. Latin. I could have done it all, right? You have to just loop that one. Just loop that one all over again. Oh, come on, don't spoil, man. We haven't done that. Oh, come on. We haven't spoiled. We haven't done the last one. Oh, come on. I'm gonna block you now. Spoilers! Oh, whatever. I don't care that much. But, yeah. We haven't done the... You spoiled anyway. I don't care that much, but yeah. Attack of Titan wins, which is kind of silly. Or Taxi. Mushoku Tensei. Ranking of Kings, baby! Popularity wins. I think it's pretty weak too. I think honestly part 2 is much better too. And also much worse. It's kind of complicated, I guess. But yeah, I take a Titan wins. But I mean, I would have voted for Awesome Ranking, of course. Sunny Boy, I just laugh at. It's just ridiculous to have Sunny Boy here. And you know, or Taxi or Awesome Ranking, right? I wouldn't even second guess put one of these two way before it. It is, of course, an insult to your senses to put it also here. But yeah, terrible nomination list here. But it's again right. It's the popularity that wins, of course. But Wonder Egg won nothing, right? I freaking knew it, man. I freaking knew it, right? I freaking knew it. I called it. I said it before. I said it earlier on Twitter and so on too, right? I freaking goddamn call it. Mushoku Tensei wins nothing, right? Because they hate it, right? It's too pervy. Wonder Egg Priority is like in every category. Wins nothing! I freaking knew it because it's a crap anime. And this is the exact same thing when they had Megalobox, yeah. They had Megalobox in every goddamn category. Except one, like seriously. The first year I ever did this thing was like 3 years ago, I believe. 3 years ago, right? Pretty new channel, whatever, like 3 years ago. And I did this thing the first time. They had Megalobox in every category. It was like ridiculous. It was like insane, right? I mean, except one. Like I think it literally had except one. So it was like crazy. Megalobox again was in every category except one. Then it was like I think 12, 30 categories, right? So it was like 95% in categories, and it won nothing. Like it won absolutely nothing. It didn't win shit. It was just ridiculous. And as I kept saying in my first reaction, I was like, why is Megalobox in every category? It's a good anime, yes, kinda. Weak ending though, but decent anime, right? But I was like, it's not the best character, it's not the best design, it's not the best ever, it is crazy. And yeah, it didn't win a single category. So no one agreed with them, right? This year, exact same shit, right? They're taking that Wonder Egg Priority, because it has lesbians, right? And suicide between girls, right? And put it in every category. Every category. Best director, best anime, best character design, best score, right? You know, best girl, you know, best protagonist, something. Best girl, yeah. They put it in almost, I don't know, 80% of the categories. And it won 0, right? And I called it. I said that. Because you used another vote point, right? I don't like going political, right, on this channel or whatever. But when it comes to this anime awards, you have to go political. Because you all know the reason that they have Wonder Egg Priority in every category is again because it has 2 or I guess almost 4 lesbian main characters, right? And you know, a trans character basically, right? And it's again about so much suicide, but not really. And then some goddamn AI girl that kills them or something. Yeah, but 3 years ago, yeah. Megalobox, yeah, 3 years ago. Sounds about right, you know. It's just like the only reason Wonder Egg is there, right? We saw the same thing in last year. They had the best couple, and the best couple was basically all the dowry couples. It was absurd. It was like Rio and Laura, their name is from Rio, and Matt, what his name is from Sarah Sanmai. That was a horrible relationship. One of them was like a robot and had no emotions. There was a terrible relationship. It really was. Not because they were, yaoi, because they were gay, but because it was a terrible relationship. One of them was like dead. It was like a zombie robot or something. And the other guy didn't know that, and he was just like programmed to love him or something, pretend to love him. It was a stupid plotline. It really wasn't romantic. And they used to do this like weird hentai dance right every episode. And it was a terrible, terrible romance. And the conclusion was terrible. So it was like, why is that in best romance? This is ridiculous. Best couple. It's ridiculous. Oh, it's because they're gay, right? And so on. So it was like, 5 out of 6 like nomination was like yaoi or yuri. We were like, this is ridiculous. And Wonder Egg, same thing, right? Okay, Wonder Egg, the main character is like gay. Okay, so in every category. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, Wonder Egg. Oh, the main character is a lesbian. Every category, put her in every category, and then she wins nothing, right? And that just points out again how incredibly forceful they are, trying to force that, but no one is voting for them, right? Yeah, no one votes for that shit, right? It had a terrible ending in the anime, and generally wasn't that good after a few episodes. It was really good in the beginning, and then it just really kind of went downhill, and then it really crashed, right, in the last 3-4 episodes. It really, really massively crashed, right? Yet they put it in every category, trying to force people to vote for it, right? And it just doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah, but they could have. Oh, that's a great anime too. Shadow House. What happened to Shadow House, right? That's silly. Hatake Saibo, Black, I prefer over the other one, with of course Ken Suda, right, voicing the line guy, and so on. But certainly, but that's also one thing that I feel that makes the anime awards for Crunchyroll so lazy too. Because not only do they spam like 1 or 2 animes, or like they pick this Vogue shit, right, and put it in every category, but it's also like they seem to take, a few animes, like Kaisen, and then they have like, best story, best fight, best girl, best boy, best thing, best director, and they really do spam with that. They're very, very lazy, right? They find like 4 or 5 animes, then they put them in almost every category, right? They put them in almost every category. So instead of having to pick 6 animes per category, they pick like 3 or something, or maybe even 2, right? Because they have already decided like a template of like 3 or 4 animes they're gonna have in every category. It's very, very much so. And for example, Attack on Titan, while it can be the best or whatever anime last year, right? Is it the best directed anime? I think certainly not. Is it the best, whatever character design? No, definitely not, right? Like this, but still they put it in this kind of categories, right? Trying to force it to win, or mostly being lazy. It's a mixture of political sized and also just being lazy. I think, I had to say, I think probably honestly it's probably mostly laziness, right? They pick they pick a few animes. They're like, this makes sense. Let's put them in everything. Yeah, it's just really, really lazy. It's terrible how they compare it, right? And we see the same thing with like best girl and best protagonist and so on. They just pick the same animes over and over again. Oh well, here's Aaron, here's this thing and so on. Here's Aaron and both. Yeah. So it is really silly. But I think that Wonder Egg Pure, the winning nothing, is a great example of how they're trying to force an agenda and no one is buying it, right? It was a sensitive mega box set, right? They force an agenda and no one buys it, yeah. And that's, in that sense, it's good to see, right? Because people aren't falling for that shit, right? I wish people would vote for Aaron in best protagonist stuff because it would be more memey. Come on, it would be more fun. No, I haven't checked the Red Anime Awards, but we can do it briefly, I guess. Bit long. If you can find it here quickly. I got 20 Reddit comments, 20 Reddit messages. I don't know. I'll read it later. Where is? But the public voting, is it done yet? It says like public voting final group main, so it's not over yet, right? I don't think it's done yet. No, I can still vote, I think. Click here to get final vote page. I don't think it's done yet. No. Well, I can see it's not done yet, right? But I can do a video about that maybe when it's done then. Because what I see, the anime Reddit awards, they are not finished yet. They are voting here. Yeah, I can still vote, yeah. Right? I think. For example, if I want to. Yeah, I can still vote, right? So it's not over yet. But yeah, so we can look at their final. Obviously, a little more popularity, a little less PC, right? So we can look at them here. There's a right isn't that? So yeah, so Heike Montagari, Sukaisen, Dragon Maid, also good shit, right? Muchas. Oh, they have Nonjon Biauru! I said that in my own video. I was like, where's my Rengi Come on, Rengi Oneshan was awesome, especially since this is 3. When Rengi, a new kid comes, right, a new younger girl, and Rengi has to raise her, raise her to take care of her, and it's like, I am a big sister! It's awesome, freaking wholesome. Old Taxi, Attack on Titan, Vivi, Sunny Boy though, goddamn overrated shit show. But yeah, this obviously fits a little more, the people's vote, right? This fits a little more, like, this is what people actually vote for. A little more so, right? Like, Musuki Tenshi, some wholesome anime, yeah, a little more actual, like, probably what people actually would kinda like more. I don't see the Demon Slayer, but I think that's, like, I always argue that the Demon Slayer being in the anime wars, but it was mostly like the Mugen Train movie, right? Felt kind of strange. They had both the Mugen Train is a movie option and as an anime show, right? As a series, which is kind of cheating. Where the actual season 2 is going right now, right? Ending on Sunday, I believe, but still going right now. And last episode was amazing, right? But I mean, it's a little bit, yeah. What anime did they knock out though? Can we go back here? I haven't been following this, of course, every day, but I guess. Oh, this is like all the animes. Okay, this is pointless. This is every anime, right? Yeah, never take clever. But certainly, this is like a better list, right? You have stuff like, obviously, Mushoku Tensei and so on, right? And yeah, a little other, less of like shitty. Yeah, less of like Wonder Egg and so on. Yeah, less of these like. Yeah, there's nothing of that. Because as I said in last stream, we talked about this, the roasting, I was like, Wonder Egg, 5 out of 10 on anime list. I was like, it's never gonna win the votes, man. Everyone hates it, I'm not saying that because it has a bad score, it has to be a bad anime. I'm just saying that if it has a 5 out of 10 on my anime, right, and that's like a really bad score on that place, right, because usually less than 6 is really bad, right? Like 5 is like, good. 5 is really, like, it's not good, it's way under that, like, average value, The average score on like my anime list is like way higher. It's like 8 or 9 or something. It's not 8, but like maybe like 7 to 8 something. So between there, right? It's a very, very high average, right? Average isn't 5, right? So having under 5 or around 5 is really bad. And no one's gonna vote for Wonder Egg, right? If it has a 5 in average value. It's just facts, right? Human behavior. It's not never gonna happen. But anyway. That's the shit, guys. I'll probably clip out some of the best shit here. Yeah, I watched, not the preview, but I watched, of course, last episode. I only did one preview reaction to Osama ranking when I had that healing scene. If she was gonna die or not, I had to do that. Otherwise, I don't want to get spoiled, right? But yeah, maybe I should. No, I don't have this. Tired now. But yeah, tomorrow, of course, Osama ranking and Arufurata. Good shit. Maybe One Piece manga, perhaps. On Sunday, I read this morning, but it's gonna be Demon Slayer. That episode's gonna be a double episode, I believe. I think they're double. I think they are double length. So that's interesting. And I think Titan is gonna be delayed on Sunday because it's Olympics. So I wonder if it's gonna affect the Demon Slayer too. So who knows? I haven't seen any like details yet or timer or so on. But I read that a double episode Demon Slayer, but also probably delayed. So that's something I'm wondering about. But certainly, yeah, it's like, it's comedy gold. And obviously I know what Killing Bite is. It's the sharpest fang wins. It's the sharpest fang wins, baby! It's freaking, you know that Killing Bite is voiced by Sora, right? Aqua's one, yeah. Killing Bite, Hitomi-san is voiced by the goddess, right? You know that, right? Killing Bite is voiced by the best voice actor. Yeah, she's doing Hitomi, what's in English? It's called Grävling in Swedish. Grävling. What is she in English? She's a sexy. What is he? Honey Badger. Yeah, Honey Badger. Yeah. She's Honey Badger in Killing Bite. Yeah. She's like. Killing Bite is an awesome anime. It's about Hitomi, a honey badger, that is fighting in this like battle royale, basically naked against other naked animals, right? And they are like hybrid humans or something. and there's a lot of like R scenes and the guy with the double PP and so on. That's the best scene in the whole episode. One of the best things I've ever seen in my life is she's fighting the snake guy, and the snake guy has 2 penises, okay? Because he's a snake. He's like a double penis. And he's like, I'm gonna fight you! And he does this like double cobra! He's like shoots out his stuff, right? And there's a name for it. He's like double cobra attack, and he's like comes up with his 2 peepees. And it's a double shit that is killing by it. It is like truly a crazy anime, and I believe she cuts off his peepee or something. It's just the weirdest thing ever. It sounds like Aura with double peepee. He also a woman in a bathroom earlier. That anime is so crazy. I have no problem seeing a judge being like, oh, Killing Bites is too ecchi, and yeah, it's too, effed up or something. I have no problem. I can easily imagine people on Crunchyroll hating Killing Bites as a ecchi hentai anime. Certainly, I can see it happening. Right? Of course, they never actually show anything. They just imply all these art scenes. It's kind of worse than Goblin Slayer now, but it is crazy. And one thing, I think about it, the double cobra tag is the best scene. But the other one I think I really funny scene in Killing Bites is there is this scene where they call these assassin ladies, the 2 assassin girls, and they call them to kill Hitomi, right? And the first time we see them, they're having sex, right? Yeah, the one is eating the other one out, right? You see the one answering the phone, and the other one is like down on her, in her genitalia, right? Yeah, she's like, yeah, we can kill that, bitch, yeah, like, answering that, right? And we only see one of them, talking in the phone, and the other one is down there. And then the next scene, when they finally told me, they're sisters and they're twins, and you're like, oh, okay. It's just like the best shit ever. I just love it. You're like, they have this, like, intercourse scene, right? But you can only see one of their faces, right? And the next scene, they're twins. And you're like, oh my god. And you're like, oh, I see, it was one of those animes. My sister is too cute. So yeah, Killing Bites is a masterpiece in how crazy it is. It's really, really crazy. It's so many of those scenes where you're like, what is happening? There's like one woman, right? She's one of those, what is it called? She's an echidna, I guess, yeah. She's an echidna, something like that. A hedgehog or echidna, right? So she shoots, nails right out of her body, right? So to have to fight, she has to be naked. She's like, let's fight! And she has her boobs shooting out nails. And you're like, that's like, what is this? It's some Austin Power shit. She's like, my titties can shoot out, weapons. And you're like, oh my god. Oh, it's the best shit ever, man. Yeah. But I don't know if they should keep watching it. I don't know if those people that are really angry actually keep watching it. I mean, for example, we have people faking the outrage over Testosterone. So people are just faking it. Oh, yeah, they're just faking it to get views. They're just clickbaits. So they're obviously they're 100% fake, and they don't actually think that whatsoever. But some other people that are really outraged, they are probably more like actually are outraged, and they don't watch it. And that's the problem, because then they have no context, right? They hear that Rudy had intercourse in. They're like, oh, he had intercourse? Oh, what a bastard, Even though Ares was the one that, forced him to do it, basically. He was kind of half-odd, right? My hair, basically. You know what I mean? But people, they don't have the context, right? They haven't seen it. They just only heard about the controversy, right? And they take a side even without knowing the actual context, right? Which is very, very common, unfortunately, in life. Like, I had it on work recently. Just before last year, before winter. So I had a guy get angry at me at work because he was wrong, and I sat and said, "Well, it's wrong. Like, what's your point, right?" And I just explained to him very calmly, like, "Well, you can't do that." And it was objectively wrong. I was like, "But if you do that thing, it's gonna break the code." I was like, "If you implement what you want, the code will break, so we can't do that, right?" So I was very calmly explained that your idea is impossible to implement, right? Because it's gonna break everything, right? And he got really angry. He was like, "F you, idiot," and this stuff, so on, in something and so on. And I was like, okay, I don't see why that matters, but then I'm very good at this, at staying very calm, right, during this stage. I'm very good, like, threshold for pressure. So I was just like, I don't really see how that's gonna make me change my mind, but okay, sure. I was just like, kind of sarcastically like, yeah, that didn't really change my opinion about how code is written. And just put out, right, I was working as a coder on this project. I was the lead designer, right, like lead whatever, senior designer. and planning it, right? But I know the code, right? So I was like, we can't do that. Like I've written documents, like we can't implement that because it's gonna break. I mean, I am the one that they wrote the software architecture. I mean, I didn't write the code, but about how the coders see me more as if you build a house, right? You know, I was the architect, right? I planned out the house, right? And I know how the house works, right? Because I was the one that did all the building and wrote how every building, whatever. So I was like, no, we can't do that. It's gonna break the house, right? You know, it doesn't work. And he was angry, insulted me, you know, blah blah, right? And then the next week, I get a meeting with the CEO, and he's like, "Why have you called?" And he claims that I have called this guy an idiot and F you and so on. I'm like, I never said that. He said it to me, right? And I was like, just confused, like, well, what's happening here? Like, he was the one insulting me, right? I was the one being offended. He was offending me. He's like, really? But I heard it was like that. And I was like, no. Go and talk to people that were at the meeting. He's like, okay, yeah. And then he come back next week and he pointed, oh yeah, it wasn't you, it was him. And I was like, yeah, it was the other way around. Exactly, yeah, okay, thank you. And I just left kinda. And I was like, holy shit, man. So, you know, you have this in real life. I thought all the time too, right? People take like a judgment based without knowing the facts, right? People hear about Rudy being a hentai perv, or he's the guy touching, you know, steel bums, Ghislaine's, you know, buttocks or whatever, yeah. It was a great scene. But, you know, when they don't watch the anime right, they don't understand why Ares wanted it or whatever, so on like that. You just hear about this stuff, and then they make an opinion about actually, without knowing the facts, right? It's unfortunately very, very common. And it's very, very sad because if we go in from a more a grown-up look at it, right, unfortunately, most people that vote, right, in any country, right, America, doesn't matter, you know, France, England, whatever, right, most people that vote barely have any understanding of the difference between what they voted for, right. That is actual truth. Most people that vote are just going out there, and they're like, I kind of heard that this guy is evil, you know, like Trump. I'm gonna vote for him, he's evil, right? Or I heard he grabs them by the, you know, I wanna vote for him, you know. That is honestly what a lot of people think, right? And the other people are like, no, I heard that Hillary wants us to, you know, immigrants only, so I won't vote for her, right? You know. That's honestly what most people are thinking in their head, right? They're either like, that guy's a perv, I vote for the lady. And the other guys are like, no, that lady, she wants to have some kind of mass immigration, I vote for the other guy, you know. And it's like very, very black and white. Most people, unfortunately, are too black and white, right? They have a nuance between. And usually it's about that people don't want to get invested, right? They don't actually want to spend time getting invested into whatever politics or the reasoning and so on, right? And that's what is right. But potentially though, is unfortunately, I think it's more annoying, right, with an anime or a game or whatever, because at least I can understand that random person working at X place aren't interested in politics or whatever, right? So they're just like, whatever, I vote for this person, right? But when it comes to these anime critics, right, they're hating on Rudy or hating on Killing Mice or whatever, right? Those people are actually trying to at least appear as being experts usually on the field of anime or manga or whatever, or just gaming and so on, right? And they really aren't, right? So that thing is much more, I think bullshit, yeah, it's more annoying and so on, right? Because it's like, well, at least they stop pretending that you know something, right? If you don't. But anyway, that's the stream, guys. Subscribe and so on. I do some clips. I think I clip out the Aaron shit at least. That was funny. That he wasn't one. Oh god, hope for humanity. Aaron is the great antagonist. Hope for humanity still remains. But anyway, tomorrow also my ranking, right? The big shit tomorrow. Everyone's evil. I don't know. Boji, Miriano, everyone is the bad guys. Everyone's the good guys. It's an anime that I don't know. It's the best anime ever. It's just so good. Maybe One Piece tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's released. I think it might be Olympics and all this stuff, right? So, but yeah. How you guys? See you guys.